What is it about the Israelites that you hate? I know you don't hate them personally. I'm talking about the teachings. What is it about the teachings of the Israelites that you hate most?
Everything.
And then I'm going to ask Shaka the same question.
Everything.
Well,
Shaka's stupid.
We got to make sure which Israelites we're talking about.
Yeah.
When I was in Newark yesterday, I visited the Church of God and Saints of Christ, the original ones from William Crowdy himself.
Okay.
I don't hate anything about those folks. They were the kindest, nicest, most down-to-earth people you could hope to meet, and I don't hate anything about them. In fact, I love, now we have disagreements, especially about, they think Crowdy was a prophet, and I don't. But I would want to differentiate. So they're called CASHAPP. They're not well known. They don't go out in the street. But there's 4 of them, right? And there's 4 different bodies right in Newark across the, Okay. What I hate about the Lone West, Bibbins-inspired Israelites, who basically came out of Harlem, is not themselves, it is their doctrine, because they open up a Bible and said, God says this. And then they say the most hateful, disgusting, vile, filthy thing with an open Bible.
Cool.
That's my real problem, because it's done with as if it's under the authority of God. But really, it's an excuse to justify the flesh. You're going to have a bunch of women, you're going to have slaves. It's all clearly flesh stuff. And so that's the problem. Plus,
it's mentally ill stuff.
Their level of aggression against Christians. So they're showing up at our churches. They're constantly calling us out.
Are you serious? You're lying.
Yeah, the IUIC does a thing called the Church Blitz. Just look up the videos. They're outside. Bring out your pastor. We want to talk to
They did that to Geno Jennings, brother.
I do not believe that. I don't know.
Yo, Shaka, they did that to Geno Jennings. You can look it up right now on YouTube.
But he's aggressive himself. They do it to regular old guys who are just feeding their community, and they'll call them out
that's not cool.
And so to me, that type of thing is so disingenuous, especially when I show up to where they are and they call the cops on me.
Right, they don't like that.
Or they in the middle of a conversation, they shut it down and say, oh, my leader told me I can't speak to you anymore. That shows the lack of authenticity. Now, not all of them are like that, and some of them have changed. I used to have a big problem with Sakari. I still do as far as their practice. However, I can call one of them on the phone now, and they will have a respectful sit-down. I think that's to their credit, because before they were like, no conversation, and I used to have a lot of respect for GMS. They would have discussions with me. Their new policy is call the cops on Vocab. If you Google call police, Vocab Malone, and GMS, you'll find literally 30 videos. IUIC has a similar policy. Usually they don't always.
I would hate to see what they do if I showed up.
So I just feel like they're doing this, and then the second they get resistance, they act like they're being picked on. So I don't.
Correct.
I think they're destructive to the community and to the society at large.
I agree.
And so
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I agree with them. I agree with them 100%.
And the fact they do it under the auspices of the Bible is what makes it the most odious and offensive to somebody who believes the Bible is the Word of God. That's what it is.
All right, pass the mic to Shaka. Shaka, same question. What is it about the Hebrew Israelites you hate the most? I'm talking about as far as their doctrine is, their teaching is, not them personally. Come on, Shaka. This is the last question. We out.
Now, before we do that, there's something I want to show you.
Okay. Come on, answer the question.
Bro, relax. My thing is this. They're ignorant, and I just don't like ignorance. I don't care who it's coming from. It could come from the Kemetic community. It could come from the Christian community, the Muslim community. I don't like ignorance, and I don't like falsehood because they hurt people. In the end, people end up suffering because of it. So that's my stance on any group. I don't care who you are. If your narrative is a self-serving narrative and chooses to ignore facts, I have no respect for you. And I will probably end up speaking to you that way, which is why I try to avoid most people. And I only have these kind of conversations with people who I actually genuinely have respect for. If I didn't have respect for Vocab, bro would not be sitting here. It couldn't happen, right? It would not be happening. He's sitting here because I genuinely, authentically respect him, period. Why? I respect people who genuinely study and who are passionate about what they're learning about, right? I think that any person who's purporting to be a scholar, and that includes me, anyone who you do your own scholarship a disservice if you make a priori choice not to follow where the evidence leads you. You have to go where the evidence leads you. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel. It doesn't matter if it turns your worldview upside down. You have to I always tell people in any debate, I don't have the last word. You don't have the last word. The evidence has the last word.
All right, I'm satisfied with the answer.
Subscribe to youtube.com/vocab Malone, Street Apologist Live. You know, I like to debate the Hebrew Israelites on
Do you
there.
think, Vocab?
Not just the Hebrew Israelites, but that is the focus.